I'm trying to get back on track with my business right now, and I need to get some clarity. What would you recommend is the way to set up some victories?
Well, one of the things that we talk about in our coaching a lot is if I was going to open up the hood of your business and look down at your business, the engine of your business, everybody's engine of their business is the same thing at a top producer level. And you hit on it early when we were talking here just a minute ago, but it's your sphere of influence is going to drive 70% of your business. And the size of that sphere is going to drive your success. So if I've got 100 people in my sphere and we have a 10-to-1 ratio in this industry, for every 10 people in your sphere, you average one closed sale a year, assuming you're talking to them 20 to 50 times a year. Now, I have another 30% of my business I got to get somewhere else. But until you fixed the sphere of influence issue, you have no business doing anything else until you fix that. So for me, we coach to something called the 5x5, which is every day I'm going to reach out, spend an hour a day in uninterrupted lead gen. And during that hour, my first focus is on my sphere. And that means I might make 5 calls to my sphere, send 5 emails, send 5 texts, send 5 video texts. Invite 5 people to some event I'm doing, or invite them to lunch, breakfast, dinner, drinks. And when I start doing that 5x5, trying to do 5 things in 5 different kind of modes, I'm going to start to win really, really fast. And if I can check those off every day, I'm going to crush it. In 30 days, my business will transform.
Right. Yeah, I call it Rogers Real Estate Rules. Rule number 1, your income's directly proportionate to how many people know you, like you, trust you, and know what you stand for.
100%.
So, and that's the reason for people. I've noticed that, I actually wrote the very first CRM system back in the 80s. And we had the experience of trying to get people to get engaged with this. But the whole motivation was that you there's a certain point in time to where you need to be organized in your approach to follow-up.
Yeah.
If I have
100%.
one person on one 3x5 card, it's pretty simple. If I have 100, it gets more difficult. And if I have 1,000, I better know what the hell I'm doing, right?
It's impossible. Yeah.
So you're saying let's start simple. Let's take 5 things, make it simple. If it's making 5 calls, then make 5 calls.
Yep.
And
exactly.
And go home a winner.
Yeah. And I would also say that, the attitude about your sphere has to change. You have to look at your sphere of influence and say to yourself, what's going to motivate these people to actually send me referrals? Because when you talk to agents, they're like, I don't get any more referrals out of my sphere, so that's why I do other things. And the reality is when you talk to high level agents, people doing 50, 60, 70, $80 million a year in business, you say, tell me about your business. Inevitably, they're going to say, well, I just listed my buddy's house. I just sold my friend's house. They refer to their sphere of influence not as, people in a CRM or as clients or as customers. They refer to them as friends. And so that change in mindset is what is going to unlock agents' true potential and saying, oh, I've got to treat my database as potential friendships, and I've got to elevate those relationships to friendships. And when I do, that's when I'm going to crush it. And so our whole strategy is around elevating relationships up the ladder to friendships. We go from D to C, C to B, B to A.
No, I think it's a great perspective, and I think you're right.